I was fortunate to have a father that was a guitarist, and at the tender age of 6, he thought it would be a good idea for me to hear the great master Andre Segovia. And at that time, I did not play the guitar, so I went to the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion and heard this gentleman come onto the stage and sort of hold the whole audience rapt for 2 hours. I knew nothing about music, and in a way, I've been trying to return to that childlike innocence from that very moment. And music allows you to do that because it has that capacity to bring us back to those magical moments when we're a child. It's the magical quality of it. The art of jazz attracts me because it's all about the identity of the performer. It's all about injecting yourself into the performance. It's all about all the variables that can exist from one human being to another human being. I often think about all the variations I can bring to a simple tune when I'm an improvising jazz guitarist. So for example, Autumn Leaves. We all know Autumn Leaves. Depending on my mood, it could be something that's more abstract or even something that's bluesy or more in your face than that. So for example, so that's a really different version of Autumn Leaves, and that's because I felt a little more in your face at that moment. The other example, I felt a little more internal. So that's what this art form means to me. It's about injecting your identity into the performance. We often forget about the storytelling aspect of music. It's quite possible to do something really simple and yet very powerful when you come from the perspective of storytelling. Can you imagine somebody reading about the 3 bears without any dramatic aspect? The mama bear has to have a certain voice, the papa bear has to have a certain voice. Otherwise, the story just falls flat. It's the same thing with music. So let's take the tune, All the Things You Are. Really simple progression that goes from F minor to B flat minor to E flat 7 to A flat major. Just so you know, I'm playing a bass note and a third above that bass note, minor third. That's really descriptive of that harmony. Now, say I play a simple melody from that minor third. Say I go. Here it is with the bass. Very simple motion. Pretty wooden though, no storytelling. But let me take that same idea now and tell a story. I'm going to inject some other rhythms. The pacing's gonna change. I can leave notes out. I can play soft, I can play loud. It's like the mama and papa bear, right? So now you're hearing some magic start to happen. Musicians are often prone to categorizing music more than recognizing similarities. So I have a story that I'd like to share with you. I did a gig for a St. Patrick's Day party for older Irish gentlemen. And we knew probably a total of 2 Irish tunes. At that point, our repertoire sort of felt like it was not very up to the task. So we took a break, and while we were on this break, these Irish gentlemen were getting pretty inebriated, and they met us out in the alley and they said, "You boys better play some Irish tunes." So we did some quick thinking, and we said, well, you know, All Blues, the great standard by Miles Davis, could also be played as an Irish reel. And we can make it sound Irish. We could go. So that's what we decided in the moment. And we got through the gig and we had our lives intact. It's never too late to start on the journey of becoming a musician. I have been playing for all these years and I'm still on my musical journey. As you're on your own musical journey, know that I, Larry Koonse, am there to help you along that path. Go to eliteguitarist.com for step-by-step instruction in the art of jazz guitar.